Some guys were not meant to compete. He's the guy. Are you Gregging it right now? Are you in anticipation? If you're really good at thinking, you're going to think,
why would Greg pick on this guy? Why is he singling him out?
I have a full-blown zero sugar soda addiction.
Give up! Stop competing! Coach Greg, and he's not going to like this video. Some guys were not meant to compete. He's the guy. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be competing. And it's not for the reasons that you think. And so let's watch him at 9 weeks out. His conditioning, it's decent. He does need to work on the smile, the smize, if you will. He doesn't really have a lot of muscle. He looks natural. He looks pretty good, you know, for a guy that doesn't compete. Like if you saw him at the beach, you'd say, hey, you know, he's in some decent shape. He's been training for 10 years, of which most of it was natural, but he does in fact admit that he did use and abuse performance-enhancing drugs about 2.5 years ago. He's planning to compete in a natural bodybuilding competition. And so many people questioned him and said, bro, you can't compete. You're not a lifetime natural. Well, the rules in his federation, you have to be natural for 2 years. And so personally, I think, hey, if he wants to compete, he can. Not that he looks like he's going to do good, not that he looks like he could be a pro, but if he wants to compete, he can. And so you're thinking, well, didn't you say he shouldn't compete? Yes. It's not because he doesn't look good, because he doesn't smize. It's because of this. Let's watch this video.
Man enough to admit it, and proud enough to say it, I have a full-blown zero sugar soda addiction. Yesterday, I had a low-carb day, and I was pushing 10 sodas.
And so, frankly, I find him a little bit funny. I think he's comical. He has over 30,000 followers. And so I can respect the fact that he says he made a mistake and he decided to stop abusing performance-enhancing drugs. He's trying to compete natural. And it isn't because he has a soda addiction that he shouldn't be competing.
Why am I competing in a natural bodybuilding show if I took PEDs? Well, I'm actually eligible to compete in the show, because what I took yields a 2-year ban from the OCB.
OCB, yeah, you know me.
Get down with OPP, yeah, you know me.
Get down with OCB. Oh, my last ladies. Are you Gregging it right now? Are you in anticipation? Edging. Yes. Are you edging as you're Gregging? Waiting for me to say exactly why this young man, I guess he isn't so young, he's starting to bald, why he shouldn't compete. Many of you were probably predicting that I was going to say he shouldn't be competing because he hasn't been on Turk Builder Max. Now, that would have been a good guess, and it's partially true. I'm certain if he was taking Turk Builder Max, he would look better than ever before, and he wouldn't have backed out of his competition. He would have actually made it to the show. So if you want to take Turk Builder Max, you know, this can save you millions of dollars. It makes you more intelligent. It prevents you from getting married like Larry Wheels and not getting a prenup, being an idiot. And so money back guarantee, $50 gift card. But that isn't even the reason. Just wait for it yet. This physique, it doesn't fully hit. You can add the cool song in the background, but when you're 5'7", 155 pounds, it doesn't really fully hit.
As I get deeper into prep, I can no longer do cardio post-workout, man.
If you can't do cardio post-workout because you're like, what, 6 weeks away from a competition, you need to back out. Now, have you tried GO2 Max? No. Why would I try GO2 Max? It's a supplement that Coach Greg keeps talking about. Does he even watch Coach Greg? I mean, the chances are 0% that he watches me. All his life's problems would be solved. He would know how to post content. He would be making recipes for my cookbook. He would be going to the gym and using GO2 Max. He would be using either my alter ego or the getting Blue Lobster to go work out. But no, he goes to the gym and lifts weights, and he doesn't even have the energy to walk after doing cardio. Now, I'm a professional bodybuilder, far leaner than this guy, and I've done 59 competitions, 42 were natty. That is a lot more than he has ever done. And so let me tell you this. It wasn't easy to do cardio after lifting weights, but it also wasn't hard. To like do zone 2 cardio, walking at a medium pace. We're not talking about HIIT cardio. We're not talking about doing squats to failure. We're not talking about sprinting up a mountain. We're talking about walking on a treadmill, spinning a bike, taking steps on a stepper. And if you don't have the energy to do that, you're dieting too hard. And so it's all about being reasonable. Now, he also didn't hire Coach Greg for coaching, but I don't expect him to. I mean, has anyone seen the prices I'm charging? And so perhaps he doesn't have very much money. And so by watching this video, you can learn. Let's see what else he says.
I can no longer do cardio post-workout, man. It's got to be at a different time of the day.
He's slurring his speech. When you get on a hardcore diet and you're single-digit body fat, you're below your genetic set point, everything becomes a nightmare. Driving to the gym is hard. Everything is hard. And so he's already at that point, and that doesn't pose well for a guy who's trying to compete. If he has multiple weeks left and he already has this lack of energy and he still needs to diet and get a little bit leaner, well, how exactly is going to do that? If you're dieting too hard, too low on calories, you don't have the fuel to do your cardio. When you're doing zone 2 cardio, approximately 2/3 of what you're doing, it's going to be from fat and 1/3 from carbs. And so, for example, for every 1,000 calories that you burn, let's call it 2 hours, you're going to burn approximately 330 calories from carbs and about 667 from fat. And so, what do you think is a carb? From carbs, glycogen, glucose, sugar. If he, for example, added in 80 grams of carbs, give or take, before or during his cardiovascular session, he could probably burn off 1,000 calories and have the energy to do so. Remember, about 1/3 of your energy is coming from carbs and 2/3 from fat. And so when you're doing that cardio, it's not all burning from fat. Some of it is burning from the food that you're eating, the carbs. And so if you don't eat enough carbs, you're not going to have the energy. And so your body, it goes weak. You start becoming hypoglycemic. You might feel weak. You might get sweaty. It feels disgusting. And it's very hard to complete your workout. You need to add in some carbs, predominantly pre-workout and during.
Low energy, low carbs, depleted, fatigued.
Do you see? He's not eating enough carbs.
I got to be doing cardio separately.
And so, no, you don't need to separate your cardio from your weights. You need to consume some carbs during or after your weightlifting session in order to have some energy to do your cardio. Just a little bit goes a long way. And so, for example, when I'm in a Zwift bike race, for example, we race 100 kilometers. The last one took me 2 hours and 46 minutes. I'm consuming carbs during the workout. When you work out faster, not zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5. Rather than burning 1/3 carbs and 2/3 fat, you perhaps are burning 50% carbs and 50% fat. And if you go even harder, 2/3 carbs and only 1/3 fat. And so I consumed 400 calories from carbs. That's 100 grams during the bike race. And you're thinking, well, why would you do that? Well, because I'm burning fat as well as carbs. And if I don't have the carbs, it's harder to burn the fat. Did you know that? And so when you're out there doing cardio and you're trying to burn as many calories as possible and you're thinking, oh, I have to cut my workout short. I'm getting tired. Just eat. You're not eating enough. You're not fueling your workout. And if you don't fuel properly, you don't have the energy to keep going. You can't go as fast. You can't go as hard. You can't burn as many calories in the same amount of time. And so during a bike race, I could have finished a race without the carbs, but I would notice that I'm slowing down. Do I want to slow down? Do I want to not win the race? If you want to continuously burn more fat, you need the carbs, which you consider to be the kindling, in order to burn that fat and to fuel the biggest fire possible to burn the most fat. You know, we still haven't said why he really shouldn't compete, but I feel like I'm foreshadowing and that you're going to be able to predict it once it actually happens. Like, if you're really good at thinking, you're going to think, why would Greg pick on this guy? Why is he singling him out? Clearly, he was a lot bigger 2.5 years ago, but he also had more body fat. He says he has a better physique now. I believe that's up for debate. Some people are going to say, no, you look bigger and better. Let us see. Why is he pulling out, and why, once and for all, why does Coach Greg says he shouldn't compete?
Bodybuilding prep has ruined my life.
That's a little bit dramatic. Bodybuilding prep has ruined his life.
Over the past 3.5 weeks, I've been on 2,000 calories.
Oh my goodness, 2,000 calories. Eric Janicki was on 1,800 calories the last week, and he's like 265 pounds of muscle. And you're what? 150? Like, what are we even talking about? If you hired me for coaching, I would have put you on lower than 2,000 calories. 2,000 calories. How did you get 2,000 calories? For every 1,000 calories that you burn, add in 333 calories from carbs because of the whole 1/3. We just explained this. Do you remember that? And so if we keep it more simple, let's say you burn off 300 calories, add in another 100 calories from carbs. And there's 4 calories in 1 gram. And so you take 100 divided by 4 is 25. And so for every 300 calories that you burn, eat 25 grams of carbs and go from there. And so I would have put you at a baseline of about 1,800 calories for your diet. And for every 300 calories that you burn, I would have had you add in 100 extra calories. And so if you burn off 600 calories of cardio, I would add in 200 extra calories before or during your cardiovascular session. And you would have had the energy and you would have kept going on. I, of course, would have added in the GO2 Max. I would have had you on Turk Builder Max or even Turk Platinum, as well as a variety of my other supplements. And so, for example, you probably have low testosterone now from not eating too many calories, and so you could benefit from G-Test, the Platinum Edition. Do you not know the differences that it can make by understanding these things? Imagine having Coach Greg at your fingertips to coach you. If you're interested in having me coach you, you can click the link. If you can't afford it, you can buy my cookbook. There's so many things that you can do. And so just don't do what this guy is doing. Okay?
60 minutes of cardio a day, and my quality of life deteriorated.
I mean, you sound like he just got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Like, my life is over. My quality of life is gone. I have to do 60 minutes of cardio. I can't do cardio after lifting weights. He's speaking in such a monotone voice. He just seems miserable. He can barely get the words out.
I reached a breaking point. I couldn't take it anymore.
If you didn't know any better, and I said, hey, this guy, he's paralyzed from the waist down. He got hit by a drunk driver. And true story, I just met a guy. He was in a wheelchair. He was with his mom. He's looking at my McLaren. He was so excited. And I said, you know, what's going on? Like, what happened? I get hit by a drunk driver 15 years ago. I'm the only one that survived, only it's not him saying it, it's his mom. Imagine that. And so he has brain damage. He can't remember anything more than a few minutes ago. And so he kept saying, I like your car, I like your car, I like your car, over and over again. And I was thinking, this poor guy, he didn't deserve any of this. Some drunk guy hit him. He's the only one that survived. And so if you're thinking, you know, I'm doing a bodybuilding competition and my quality of life sucks. You're not in a wheelchair. You didn't get hit by a drunk driver. You have your whole life ahead of you. And if it's ruining your life, you shouldn't compete. Like, if it's not fun, like, you don't think that Eric Janicki had fun when he calls up Coach Greg? I'm getting shredded. I can't wait to compete. I'm doing more cardio. I did 35,000 steps yesterday, 1,800 calories. What should I do? And we're having a talk. He wants it. His dream is to make the Mr. Olympia. Now, he gets 4th place. He doesn't know what to do. They want him to add more muscle. He's 265 pounds. You're 155, not in shape, complaining, yapping, whining that your quality of life, it sucks because you're competing. Give up. Stop competing.
I couldn't take it anymore, and I've binged for the past several days. I've gained 10 pounds.
He binges for 4 days, gains 10 pounds. So not only could he not stick to his diet, he couldn't even stick to maintenance. He then went all or nothing. He's either eating 2,000 calories or 5. Binged, up 10 pounds. He probably didn't watch my videos and see GLP Max. Reduce your appetite by 28%. Maybe that is the difference between sticking to your diet and binging and going off the wagon. You know what I mean. If that isn't enough, now depending on your bodybuilding competition, you could, for example, use Ozempic or Tirzepatide or even Retta, although I don't recommend Retta because it's not FDA approved. By the way, you can go to AlgorX to get various supplements. You know, maybe you need enclomiphene to boost your testosterone. Maybe you need Cialis to get you harder than last time. You know where I'm talking about. The Viagra, the concoctions, there's all kinds of stuff. I don't have time to list them all out. You should see the pills I got in my drawer. You can get the supplements to help you. Now, is it cheating? Maybe it's cheating. Greg O'Gallagher is using Tirzepatide. He doesn't think it's cheating. I don't care if it's cheating or not. Just don't compete and use the supplement. If you're going to binge or not, just use the supplement and just be healthy and happy. Can we not do that?
And I've completely blown my prep for my show on July 25th.
The show was July 25th? I thought he was like 5 or 6 weeks out. Bro is like 7 weeks out and already messed up like this, there's no way he should compete. If you act like this 7 or 8 weeks out, don't ever compete. Walk away.
But we're not giving up on prep.
Yeah, give up on prep. You backed out at 8 weeks because you couldn't do cardio after lifting weights on a 2,000 calorie diet and doing 1 hour of cardio. Like, you are not made for bodybuilding. You are not cut out for this. You're not mentally or physically strong enough. It is not made for you.
We're gonna push the show back about a month or so, give myself more calories, drop the cardio.
How exactly are we going to get in shape if you give yourself more calories and drop the cardio? This is redonkulous advice.
Give myself more calories, drop the cardio, and approach this in a more sustainable way.
This is a myth. You can't increase calories and decrease cardio and suddenly get shredded. That is not how it works. I'm sorry. People who say that that's what they're doing are lying. And so most certainly, if he's binging in secret, of which he's literally saying he's doing in plain sight, in the last 4 days he gained 10 pounds, then yeah. If you eat 2,000 calories a day and you do 1 hour of cardio, then on the weekend you have 10,000 calories. It's not counting as 2,000 calories. And so you can't say, oh, I've upped my calories to 2,300 and now I'm dropping weight. No. It's the average of the total calories that you're eating. It has to be in a deficit in order to lose weight.
So let's go.
It's interesting, he says, and so let's go. It's not like a Jesse, let's go. It's a let's go, more calculated. I did it wrong. He shouldn't be competing. If you can't figure this shit out, he just said it himself, I was crash dieting. Why were you crash dieting? You were literally 7 or 8 weeks out. And so if you can't make it to a show in time, this is what you do. You do way more freaking cardio. You do 3 hours a day. I don't care what you need to do. If you want it bad enough, if it's fun, hey, Eric Janicki was walking 35,000 steps, eating under 2,000 calories a day. He was behind, he hired a new coach, and he had to up the ante. And so if you really want it bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes. And if you don't, then just don't. It's not that hard. Interested in getting your blood work done? Please go to AlgoRx. Make sure that you're healthy. You can get supplements from HLD Supplements. Click the link in the description. If dieting is this hard for you and you cannot follow what you're doing, if it's not sustainable, you shouldn't be doing it. Bodybuilding is not worth it. It's for perhaps the top 1% of people. It's not for everyone. It's like climbing Mount Everest. Not everyone should climb Mount Everest. It isn't worth it for everyone. If it's worth it for you, by all means. But if this man reminds you of yourself, well, I don't think it's worth it. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo for AlgoRx. Watch one of the 2 videos. If you want to get sponsored or carry my supplements and or get coached by myself, click the link in the description. And until next time, I am out.